Yo guys, I've got a spark which I'm going to use to ignite the fire for a brand new top 10 video here on the channel. Now we have loads, and I mean loads, of Skylanders in-game variants and chase variants, but that's not nearly enough still. I want more. One of my friends, Bumble Blaster, wants more, and he's going to be helping me out with this list right after I establish the rules. Chase variants do not count. The title is quite explicit in the fact that we're looking at Skylanders that we wanted to have in-game variants. Any Skylander that has a variant for any of their iterations is automatically excluded from the list because, well, that means they got an in-game variant, and we don't think they need another one. We're talking about characters that never got a variant that definitely deserve the justice and the right of day to have received one, mind you. So we cannot wait to talk further about the Skylanders that we believe deserved in-game variants. And that is simply the rules out of the way for you. So let's be introducing that friend I was alluding to earlier without further ado.
Hello everyone, Bumble Blaster here on Ignite's channel. So today we both will talk about 5 Skylanders who should have gotten a variant. Now let's begin. The first Skylander who didn't get a variant is the Sensei Blastertron. He will look more awesome with his blue and green look from Trap Team.
Kicking off my portion of the list is going to be Hothead. Now, he did get himself a glitter iteration, but that is what's known as a chase, therefore it's not an in-game variant, and unfortunately this is the only iteration of Hothead you can see inside of a game in and of itself. This red and orange colour palette, which sure, it's cool and it's very detailed with all of the cracks and the lava flow, but they could have done so much more with such a detailed figurine. Imagine these with more sharp and contrast looking colours. Imagine purple lava and black rock. It would have looked so cool with a volcanic type aesthetic like we saw from the Swap Force variant in Lava Bath Eruptor. Either way, given how much of a fan favourite this guy became, Activision kind of shot themselves in the foot when they didn't go out of their way to make a variant for this character because it would have been so popular alongside this, of course, original iteration, and it just would have looked so damn cool, hence why Hothead definitely deserves to be on here. And we only got 4 in-game variants for Giants. This could have rounded things out and really given us an even stronger Giants variant cast, but that was just not to be seen, unfortunately.
The second Skylander would be Voodoo. Voodoo does not get enough love, so making an Easter variant would be amazing for him. It would look kinda similar to Easter Thrillipede with his axe would be quite cool if it was like a carrot.
Now, number 4 on my portion of the list is going to be Fright Rider. Now, this is practically the only version of Fright Rider we see, besides, of course, his 2 entire chase variants. But if they were going to give him 2 entire chase variants, they were obviously predicting some sort of popularity for this guy. So why not go on ahead and give us a cherry on top of the cake and give us an in-game variant instead as well? So then we could have multiple versions of the same character. At least one of them could look different. And it's not like he wouldn't look cool as a legendary neither. Well, Legendary is just one example. You could also create a whole new variant out of him. Imagine having dark blues instead of a red, and then wherever it's black you can have red instead. A bit of a colour inversion with blue thrown in there. It would have been really sharp, really contrasting, and just a really great colour palette to look at being applied to such a fine and detailed figurine. It would have looked magnificent, both physically with the toy as well as in the game, and it's such a shame they didn't take full advantage of this, and instead all we got was 2 darn chase variants of the exact same figure, none of which look remotely different to this character you see before you in the game. What a shame indeed.
My third variant would be the Life Court Zook. It would look so cool as a Light Court or even a Legendary.
So you mean to tell me that they had a character as popular as Drobot and they made 4 iterations? 4. You have this one before you, then there's also his Series 2, Light Core and Mini, and yet despite having 4 iterations, none of which are an in-game variant, and that seriously sucks. In fact, this guy didn't even get a chase variant, and that sucks even more because he's popular and he has such a detailed figure. Having even more colours to speak of with an even sharper contrast and attention to detail could have looked magnificent. This character decked out in legendary colours, dark colours, you name it, it would have looked awesome on this character. Any armored Skylander looks naturally good as a variant, purely because of the detail that can be brought about and the fact that they will be guaranteed a sharp color contrast, because there are always multiple like colors and patterns going on in designs like these, and Trobot here is no different.
It would be amazing if we had another gnarly variant. So in my opinion, the only tree Skylander without a variant is Stump Smash. It would look so cool with the blue and the darkish wood colour.
For number 2 here, I knew I needed a sensei, and Wildstorm definitely came to mind first and foremost, being able to have even more sharper and contrasting colours, which would have gone alongside this detail magnificently. Just imagine maybe some red fluff around his head, but that's not actually who I'm putting forward for my second to last choice on the list right now. Instead, I put forth Pinata. We didn't get nearly enough villain senseis. In fact, because Heartbreaker Buckshot got cancelled, we got no magic variants in Imaginators whatsoever. And Pinata, well, you can see from the regular how many colours can be seen in this figurine. We have blue, yellow, pink, orange, purple, red, white. It's such a gorgeous looking figurine. The texture in it is phenomenal too. You can just truly feel the rough edges of the Pinata as you rub your finger along it. So first of all, we would have got a secondary figure with that same texture, but we also could have had a whole unique colour pattern that could have been just as sharp and contrasting as this one. The figurine would have looked absolutely gorgeous. Same with the in-game counterpart, and it's a shame we never got to see it from any of the Magic Senseis for that matter. So that is why, excluding Wildstorm here, we have Pinata as my second to last choice on the list. Can't emphasize enough just how awesome a variant would have looked for this guy, and just the amount of colours that would have been thrown at you. It would have been a sight to behold.
And lastly, Gusto. Gusto would be a great Christmas variant. His boomerang could look like a wrapped present, and his whole design could look like an elf. Or even a Gusto Nitro variant, since Head Rush and Crypt King got a Nitro version from Trap Team, he would look very, very cool. Or, if they brought back Light Cores in Trap Team, his boomerang could light up, and that would look very cool. Now that's my 5 Skylanders that I think should have gotten a variant. Also, thanks so much Ignite for allowing me to join and talk about these variants on your channel. So, see you everyone, and peace out.
For number 1 comes a Skylander that unfortunately I can't show you physically, but I can give you gameplay for him. Or should I say inverted gameplay for him, as you can see before you, because Trailblazer is my number 1 choice. We needed more Trap Team core representation, and the perfect way to do that would be through yet another memorable in-game variant, and I think Trailblazer would have been perfect for that, for the same reasons as Drobot really, because he has armor, and armor always looks good decked out in some sort of variant color palette, whether it was legendary or better yet, you could have had these color inversions placed upon Trailblazer, because he looks awesome with those inverted colors. The blue fire, the white armor, it's such a nice sharp contrast, and because it's blue fire, it feels like it burns hotter, and it would make the figurine a lot more intimidating. It's something that you really want to pick up and play. Not to mention the white dazzling armor is kind of like a sharp contrast to the fire element in and of itself, because white is quite a cold and calming color despite the destructive and warming nature of fire in and of itself. So it would have just been such a symbolic variant, such a memorable variant, and one that Trap Team desperately needed to really round out that Trap Team core cast and make them all the more memorable for it. So Trailblazer would have made a great variant for many reasons, and never did I ever think that Trailblazer would hit number 1 on one of my top 10s, but here we are, because credit where credit is due, this character deserved a variant and an in-game one at that. Now, with that all being said and done, this video is coming to an end, but before that happens, I first want to thank all my Blazer Knights and Scotland Dragons whose support allow me to continue pumping out quality videos like this one. Without them, this all wouldn't be possible. Therefore, I genuinely appreciate every last one of you from the bottom of my heart. If you enjoyed this video, I have others you can watch by clicking on screen now, and you can even subscribe by pressing the button on the bottom right hand corner of the screen. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you in the next one, but until that moment arises, peace!